Greetings and welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. This past weekend was our last local game store tournament for 2024. And, well, let's just say it was an interesting one. Very Christmassy themed. The tables were decked out with some fake snow. There were chocolate sweeties spread across the table, which we slowly munched through the day. And yours truly managed to win, spoiler alert, a chocolate Santa, which didn't survive the evening. So this time round, as we are kind of in the middle of a local store league, I decided to bring my league list with me instead of trying to build something new. I thought this would give me a bit more practice with it. I've only got one game in on the league so far, so a bit more practice, always good. I'll put my list down below, but I'll just run through it relatively quickly here. I have a Terminator Librarian with the Honor of Vehement as my Warlord, a Judicia with the Artificer Armor, 2 5-man heavy intercessor squads, each with a heavy bolter, and a 10-man intercessor squad, sergeant with a power weapon. Simply because I had the points, and I haven't really played my intercessors lately. I much prefer heavy intercessors. Now, bear in mind, this is pre-balance update, so, you know. Where was I? Yes. So that was our ancestors running 3 Blade Guard veterans. These were the bodyguard for the Judicia. 3 Inceptors with the assault bolters. 5 Terminators, including an assault cannon, to go for the Terminator Librarian. A unit of 3 Outriders with ATV with the multi-melter. 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts, one with the Onslaught Cannon and one with the Plasma Incinerator, Repulsor Executioner with the Heavy Laser Destroyer, and the Spartan, because, you know, gotta take the Spartan, it's cool. So, first game was against Thousand Suns, using the new Hex Warp Thrall Band detachment that came as part of Grotmus 2024. Our particular setup was search and destroy, prepared positions, and supply drop was the primary mission. Oh, I was running Gladius Task Force before I forget. So this was nice to actually get to play against one of the new detachments. This was actually quite a good game. It was a lot of Zangors over anything else, which actually proved relatively tough. I was not expecting them to put up such a fight. Led by Araman, rather than seeing Magnus on the table, which was nice. I stick with what I said in my review of the Hexwarp Thrallband. This feels like a much more opponent-friendly detachment. And actually, to start off with, I was doing rather well. It was only sort of like midway through the game. Everything sort of turned. I started losing models, and my opponent was just grabbing objectives before I could do anything. And the game ended 86-62. We basically ran out of time, so we walked through the last round. But that's 2 high scores, which I'm quite happy with. So, you know, thumbs up. Really liked this game. It was good fun. There was a couple of weird rules, things that came up that I wasn't aware of in this. Sort of like out of phase mechanics, which I kind of struggle with. I don't know why they've messed these things around a bit. They should work just the way they do in the rules, but it doesn't matter. So there was a couple of rules discussions through this one, but my opponent was right on these, and always good to learn new things. So that was quite a fun match, and even better to face a Thousand Suns, who I haven't seen since the start of 10th, and the new detachment. All good and lovely jubbly. Round 2 was against one of our younger players playing White Scars. He was taking the Stormlance task force. Mission and whatnot was Hammer and Anvil, Inspired Leadership, and Burden of Trust. Inspired Leadership didn't really come up much in this game, I will be honest. This particular game, whereas the last one didn't quite work out the way I had intended my units to go, this game I was able to go quite aggressive straight off the bat, and I was taking out his vehicles left, right, and centre, and managed to dominate the mid part of the table quite well. I kind of felt bad a little bit for my opponent though, because he wasn't having the best of luck with this game or with his army. I think part of it is he tends to play the same list every tournament, so I'm kind of familiar with what it does and how it works and what I need to do to scupper it. So I did kind of feel bad that it really went in my favour. Although not an especially high-scoring game, this came out 49 to me, 25 to my opponent. It did kind of end up being quite a lengthy, dragged-out game. But, you know, sometimes that happens. You can't really help it. But I'll take a win. And then we hit the last game of the day, which was against Ultramarines. We're both of us playing Gladius Task Force. He was bringing Calgar and Ventress, and a fair few Terminators and the like. This was Dawn of War with Swift Action and Terraform. Terraform is one of those missions I tend to find that most people don't bother with the extra bit. It just isn't worth the effort. I think we got one objective terraformed in this game, but that was it. Again, another sort of game, very common for me, where it starts off really, really well and then sort of falls apart. I was able to do a lot of damage straight off the bat. Ventress fell to a lot of firepower. His Judicia went down to a lot of firepower, which actually cost me points in the end because I needed to charge him. And again, another situation that came up with our phase things. I mean, it was Judicia versus Judicia, or it could have been, and what would have happened? They both fight first. The thing is, I would go, well, I'm the acting numpty, I would get the fight first, but for some reason Games Workshop have decided the defending fight first gets fight first. It's like, when did that happen? In the end, it didn't actually take place because I ended up accidentally overkilling the Judicia. I meant to knock a couple of wounds off and it went boom and he died. In the end, I suffered too many casualties and it allowed my opponent to seize a 66-44 win. At the end of the day, I came 5th out of 8th, which is not bad. That's kind of mid-table for me. So I will take that where I'm normally last or somewhere very close down there. I will take that. As I say, my fellow players were very generous and I got a chocolate Santa for, well, there was 2 of us actually. We joined on our sportsmanship votes, and so thank you. You guys made me eat chocolate that day, so you're all in my good books. So that was the end of the tournament, just 3 rounds. It really was a long day. My feet were aching at the end of it. 3 quite long games in the end, but some good matches, some good opponents, some good armies. Looking forward to seeing January's tournament, which will obviously use the new balanced data slate, which is going to potentially change what I might take. I might be forced to try something a bit different now, but we shall see. Anyway, that was the battle report for December. I look forward to being crushed by everybody in January. And I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Give us a like, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Good gaming.